Hola, buenos días. ¿Qué pasa, campeones? Welcome to another DSpot session. Today, once again, for Barca Blaugranes, early in the morning, 9:33 a.m. Central European Time. What's going on, everybody? If you're new to this channel and you're wondering just who this is, again, my name is Diego. Drop in your comments in the comment section below if you're feeling good about Barca Chelsea. Chelsea Barca, the thriller in the Champions League last night. That is what we are going to discuss this morning. So don't hold back. Drop in your comments. Let's have a little discussion because I'm excited and I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. Got lots to talk about, so let's get kicking, shall we? Yes, I see Omer saying, return of the D. Return of the D. Once again, return of the D. There it is. Yes, sir. You know it is. You know, I had to come back to you guys today. This one, I should have maybe announced it, but reason I didn't cover La Liga is because I was so excited to come to you guys this morning. I wanted to do this Champions League DSpot special for Barca Blaugranes. Normally I talk about La Liga, so wanted to hold out and wait to discuss Champions League football regardless of the result. Again, once again, if you're new to this channel, to Barca Blaugranes, make sure you subscribe. Tell your friends about it, okay? Tell your buddies about this channel. And if you want more Barca news, go over to my YouTube channel as well. youtube.com/c/DSpot. Make sure you activate the notifications button there so that you always get notified when I go live, okay? But enough of that. We are here on Barca Blaugranes, and what I want to talk to you guys about is, was the match boring? This might seem crazy to you. I see Boy in the chat. I see Brown. I see John saying, why the coach choose Aleix Vidal over Dembele? Brown, Boy, Omer, John. Was the match boring? Because I'm hearing a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of referent sports journalists of mine. I see a lot of people on social media talking about this being a boring match. I don't know about you, but I was sitting at the edge of my seat, okay? I was sitting the entire time at the edge of my seat, biting my nails, chomping on my fingers. I could not get enough of this match. I thought, strategically, it was just the picture-perfect Chelsea Barca that we are used to seeing over the eras, okay? And I'm talking about way back into the late 90s when Van Gaal started to play against, I think it was Di Matteo, okay? We lost 3-1 in Stamford Bridge, then won 5-1 at home. Then, of course, we went into the Frank Rijkaard Mourinho era. Then we went into the Pep Guardiola, Pep versus, who was the Chelsea manager at that time? Was it Hiddink? And it was Hiddink, right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, my point being was that this was a classic Chelsea Barca. Whenever Barca goes to the Stamford Bridge, we suffer. Okay, we suffer. We have a tough time breaking that wall. And in that sense, both teams played their brand of football. They played their style of football, what we are used to seeing from both of these teams. Chelsea, comfortable, sitting back, allowing Barca to have plentiful possession, 100% possession, it seemed like. No, not really, of course, but it must have been about 75-80% possession for Barca. Very comfortable sitting back, and Barca comfortable with the ball, passing it around, very slow pace, just comfy, just seeing if and where they can get an opportunity to have a shot on goal. In that sense, this was not a match where it was continuous occasions, continuous shots on goal. Neither Chelsea nor Barca had, a lot of attempts on goal. And you're going to tell me, well, what about Willian? Well, Willian, first of all, god damn, what a fantastic player. This guy, if anybody knows how to take advantage of minimum space and get, a good clear shot on goal, this regardless who and how many players are in front of him, is this guy. Incredible goal. And those two shots, those two latigazos, those two, the both times when he hit the post, when he hit the woodwork, those are the only two shots on goal, okay? Both teams were having trouble finding or testing the goalies in that sense. So, hats off to both teams. Chelsea for playing a very efficient brand of defensive football, counter-pressing. I mean, there were moments where they were pressing high up the pitch as well, pressing Barca, but for most of the time they were sitting back, relaxing. And Barca, like Valverde said it himself, this was not a match that he was going to experiment. So, going back, John, to your question, why didn't Dembélé play? Valverde said this was not a match to experiment with. He opted for the 4-4-2. He opted with Paulinho in the midfield. I thought, or was thinking, that he was going to go with Andre Gomez. Excuse me while I sip from my Barca Kipi cup. He's good. And, Andre Gomez didn't make the cut, thankfully. Paulinho did. Why no Dembélé? That is a point that I want to discuss too. Look, I don't understand if you're paying 105 million for a youngster, and yes, he went despite the injuries that he had or has. I don't know. If he still has the injuries, no lo convocas. Don't ask him in. Don't invite him in or don't call him up for the game. If you're calling him up for the game and he's healthy, he has to play at some point. And I've reiterated this many times. So John Boateng, in that sense, I agree with you. I've reiterated many times that I hope to God that Valverde is not being overly protective with Dembélé, because the kid's gonna get more and more nervous. Maybe we'll see him at the Camp Nou, but I think that answers your question in that sense. Muhammad is joining the chat. Emmanuel saying my worry is our coach. Lee Bax is saying best Messi magic. And Brown, everybody, boy, saying I love Barca. I'm very happy because Messi broke a record yesterday. I didn't know about the record that he broke, but of course the Messi goal meant that he finally managed to score against Chelsea at the Bridge 9 matches later. Woo! I'm also very happy about that. Now, one thing that I do want to mention, and I just took a note of this, so I want to bring this up before I do get to your questions. And, of course, keep blowing up the chat. I see somebody with a sad face emoji. Come out, whoever you are. I want to know who you are and why you are sad, because I'm anything but sad this morning. For me, this game was exciting. The 1-1 draw. Right now, we're qualified, okay? Think about that. Right now, the way that the Champions League system is set up, Barca qualifies. We have an away goal. We tied last night, but we have the away goal advantage. Therefore, we qualify. If it happens to be 0-0 at the Camp Nou, we qualify for the next round. So this is a positive result. Nobody, I repeat, nobody should be upset, angry. I don't think we can criticize. Again, I know people will say, Valverde this, Valverde that, why Barca is not playing more, why don't we have more shots on goal, etc. Is this team able to win the Champions League? Which are all valid questions, but I just have one rebuttal. And I'm rebutting myself because I also have those questions, okay? Of course I want to see more chances on goal, more shots on goal, more convincing, offensive-minded, call it tiki-taka if you want, type of football. Of course I want to see that. But right now, all that Valverde has to say is unbeaten. Let's put entre comillas, let's put entre, in brackets, let's say, the loss against Espanyol in the Copa del Rey, but unbeaten through in all of the stages of every competition that we're playing right now. Because again, I repeat, we are through to the next round the way it stands today. Okay, of course, there's still a game in hand, but Champions League, very healthy in the Champions League. In La Liga, we're leading by 7 points, and we're playing the Copa del Rey final. I've dealt with all the. I'm speaking as Valverde. Dealt with all of the shit show, the circus surrounding Barca over the summer, losing in the Supercopa against Madrid, having to deal with the injuries, having to deal with players coming in and out, mostly coming in, not many coming out, having to deal with the very difficult dressing room in that sense, having to adapt the system to a 4-4-2, bringing Luis Suarez back in form again. By the way, good game for Luis Suarez as well, in my opinion. Good game for Piqué as well. That goal, can I just cut from my little act here? That goal, the Barca goal, hats off to Gerard Piqué and Bauer, because it all started with him. When Willian looked like he was going on a one-on-one against Piqué plants his feet, takes away the ball, sends off the squad running, then sends off Luis Suarez running, which was a penalty. Okay, I've seen this now repeatedly. That the fall inside the box, he gets stomped on his heels. Now, also I want to bring that up because I've noticed you guys. I've noticed Marca. I've noticed Goal.com doing their propaganda, visiting what's his name, Olafsson, the referee from 9 years ago. Get over it, okay? He made some mistakes. I need to have a little bit of tea because my throat is very dry. You like it, a cup? It's a good cup. It's called the Barca Pimp Cup, okay? Not a day goes by where I don't take a sip from my Barca Pimp Cup. It makes me feel good, nice and warm. So that whole propaganda of revisiting the referee on that, he made controversial decisions on that day. It happens. Madrid, #never offside. It happens, winning Champions League trophies on offside goals. It happens. #never offside. #Madrid. Okay? So let's not go there. But despite all of that propaganda, and forcing basically the referee from last night to think, oh no, I cannot call a penalty for Barca because if I do, shit's gonna hit the fan, because that's how it was feeling like. So despite all that, Luis Suarez went down. It was a penalty, and I was happy that actually the penalty was called. Because when I saw it, in all honesty, I thought it wasn't penalty. So I was thinking, shit, if now the ref calls a penalty, we're going to hear all about it. Oh, UEFA Lona, Barca this and that. He didn't call it. Barca didn't give up. Christensen fucked up. I mean, that was a bad pass. In all fairness, I think Cesc Fabregas could have gotten to it. There must have been some miscommunication there between him and whoever he thought that was going to get the ball. I don't know. But the pass was not very good. If you also, something interesting that I saw, if you just rewound the tape to the first half, Christensen actually gave even more horrendous of a pass in the first half, where he sent it to the corner. Like nobody was really even pressing him, and he just kicked the ball into the corner and gave Barca a free corner. So he was under perhaps a lot of pressure, maybe. I don't know. Let me just push the screen down. But you like this? It's a Barca Nevada Smith, New York City, from my time in New York. What's up, Nevada Smith? What's up, Culés in New York? If you're still there, the Peña Fútbol Club Barcelona, Nevada Smith, New York City. So he was maybe under pressure, but what I loved is the garra, the not giving up. Bam, Iniesta was on that ball. Bam, the Don was on that ball. Makes a run into the box. He has Luis Suarez, but who does he see in the corner of his eyeball? The little genius that is Leo Messi, okay? Leo Messi, boom, at the top of the box, passes that ball to him, and it's game over. Finish, one shot on goal. That's all we need when we have Don Andres Iniesta and Lionel Messi connecting, okay? That's all we need. We've seen it so many times before. 1-1, in my opinion, was more than a fair result. I think, like I said, both teams played great. Both teams played their style, their brand of football, and both teams, in that sense, deserved a goal. Okay, Willian had 2 fantastic shots against the post. They didn't go in. How many times did Messi hit the post? Okay, 16, 17 times so far this season in La Liga. you know, that's it, man. 14th of March is the rematch. Now, I'm going to get to your questions now, but I know some of you guys will be asking, do we have enough what it takes to win this Champions League? Do we have enough what it takes to make beat a team like Man City, who's thumping their competition? Wigan aside, okay, second division, so the Wigan aside, they couldn't beat Wigan, all right? I'm going to say yes, I do think so. I have faith. I continue to have faith. I remain to have faith. Any team that has Leo Messi, in that sense, I agree with Pep Guardiola. Any team with Messi has to be a favorite. And if you add to Messi, if you add to that, Don Andres Iniesta, if you add Luis Suarez, if you add Sergio Busquets, who had a monster of a match last night, okay, a monstrous match, we are always going to be favorites. Okay, Umtiti, Ter Stegen como portero, Courtois is a great goalkeeper, but in my opinion, Ter Stegen is up there and needs to be mentioned as one of the best goalkeepers. So look, I fancy our chances, guys. I really, really do. Now, that's enough ranting from me. I'm going to take you guys' questions and as well take you guys over to the Barca Blaugranes Twitter feed, where we're going to have a look at some of the articles that our fantastic editors are writing. Okay? So, let me get to your questions while I set this up. Omer saying, disappointing performance by Barca overall. Man, here we go. All right. Disappointing by Barca performance overall, but a terrific result. Going into the second leg of the tie, courtesy of a moment of brilliance between the Don and Leo Messi. Well, Omer, I really wouldn't see it as a disappointing performance. But, I mean, I guess I'm in the minority here because I read a lot of people that reflect the same sentiment, or, you know, I've been reading and hearing a lot of people that reflect the sentiment that you have, that are, just, I guess, were bored and saying that Barca didn't live up to the expectation. I look at things from a different perspective, I guess, because I just don't share that opinion. But everybody's entitled to their opinion, luckily, right? Emmanuel is saying, my worry is our coach. How is he managing new players? It's really bad, he's saying. Oh, Emmanuel, it's really bad the way Valverde is playing, is managing the players, okay? He's killed the confidence of Semedo. Semedo can't play the Champions League, buddy. Benching Coutinho. Coutinho can also not play the Champions League, buddy. Coutinho just arrived. And Dembele, too, being left on the bench in such a great match. Well, Dembele has been injured. I thought he would get minutes. You know, give him some minutes. But Valverde said it's not a match to experiment with. I agree with the Dembele. I would like him to get minutes, but to say that he's really bad at managing the players. Emmanuel, unbeaten. Barca is unbeaten so far, bro. Let's not get carried away here. Muhammad saying, my man, hola Diego. What's up, Muhammad? Happy to see you join the chat. Omer saying, the Paulinho Rakitic combo in the midfield was terrible. Didn't really work out, or didn't, wow us yesterday, but, it's a system at this point in time that, it's a system at this point in time that has given him great results. It's given him fantastic results. He said it wasn't a match to experiment, and, I can only commend him for that, based on the fact that he grinded out a fantastic result. Un empate at the bridge, a tie at the bridge is a great result and nothing to scuff at, guys. All right, let me pump the brakes a little bit on your questions and see what's up over at the Barca Blaugranes page here, barcablaugranes.com. Jill Clark, our site manager, is saying how the papers reacted to Barcelona's draw against Chelsea. Let's see what the international papers had to say about last night's draw. Here we see the Metro. They're saying Blues mess it up. Of course, Chelsea with the 1-0 lead, were sitting comfortable, but The game wasn't finished yet. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. Chelsea shoot themselves in the foot. Of course, referring to that mistake by Christensen passing that ball to the feet of Don Andres Iniesta. Sport, the local newspaper here in Barcelona, saying la historia se repite. Como hace 9 años, Messi y Iniesta fabricaron un gol de oro in Stamford Bridge. History repeats itself, is what Sport is saying. Just like 9 years ago, Messi and Andres Iniesta fabricate a golden goal in Stamford Bridge. Leo managed to tie the match and also break his maldición, su gafe, his curse, let's say, against Chelsea. Which, yeah, Chelsea did, of course, have Barca up against the ropes. The Sun, this fantastic newspaper, The Sun, Chelsea won, Barcelona won. Andreas fault. Christensen hands Messi late leveler, putting all the blame on this pobrecito. The poor Chelsea defender, Andreas Christensen, with a howler, handed Leo Messi the chance to end his Chelsea goal jinx. Also referring there to the curse, the Messi against Chelsea curse. Over in which the Daily Telegraph, they're saying Messi breaks Chelsea hearts. Barcelona star seizes on Christensen error to finally score his goal against the Blues. Messiazo, referring to the Iniestazo of 9 years ago, of course, when Iniesta scored that belter in the dying minutes to send us through to the final, in the semi-final leg. On that night, it was a Iniestazo, and last night it was a Messiazo. These two connecting to give us that vital away goal. In us, we see Ronaldo with his fine little lady and the private jet. Ain't nothing going on but some private jet over there. Jet setting around the world. Oh, wait, here we go. Mal Barça y gol de Messi. Bad Barça, but a Messi goal, is saying the Madrid newspaper AS. Also referring here to the mistake of Christensen, or mentioning the fact that Chelsea hit the woodwork on 2 occasions. Over Mirror, they're saying curses. Messi finally breaks his drought to give Chelsea a tough return in Spain. Yes, sir. Leo Messi finally ended his Chelsea jinx as Barcelona snatched a precious away goal. Precious indeed. Precious. Wow. Precious. Wow. Precious. Yes. Precious. That's a good Gollum. That's a good Gollum. You gotta give me that. That is a good Gollum impression. Precious. All right, what else going on in the Daily Mail? One mistake and it had to fall to him. Yes, sir. I mean, that is true. If you're gonna make a mistake, try not to make the mistake when these two monsters are lurking around, because danger lurks, or danger is near, when these two goats are wandering around the area. Fan spat in my ear, says Angry Agüero. Oh, okay, well, that's not our business. That's not nice, though. You don't want a fan spitting in your ear. I would be pretty pissed off myself, tell you that. So that's what's up in the international newspapers. Omer saying, Diego, while the first 11 of Barca is capable of going all the way to the Champions League final, it's the team with the best squad that ends up with the trophy. Is there enough quality on the bench to step up in case injuries, suspensions? Real have the likes of Nacho, Kovacic, Asensio, Lucas Vázquez. Madrid has a very deep squad. There's no doubt about it. But to your point that the team with the best squad ends up with the trophy, history has proven, Omer, that is not always the case. I would say that you need so much luck in this competition. You need to have so much luck, and you need to be strategic about it. And I've said this on many occasions in the past that, the Champions League competition, the way it's set up, doesn't favor a team that likes to take risks. Okay, it favors teams that prefer to sit back and absorb and play speculative football. A counter-attacking football, okay? A team that takes the initiative and plays offensive football, which is more likely than not is Barca's case. It doesn't favor the competition. The competition format doesn't favor our playing style. So, I'm going to go disagree with you on that one. And Manuel is saying, I think Chelsea style play suits their pitch because it's very small. I believe our big pitch in the Camp Nou will give us enough space. That is a very good point, Emmanuel. Of course, the bridge is a lot smaller. The fans are on top of you, but the size of the pitch absolutely matters. In the Camp Nou, we have to space out their defense. So they are very disciplined, and we've seen them play very disciplined defense also in the big pitch over at the Camp Nou. But that said, very astute and correct observation there, Emmanuel. We will certainly have an advantage given our pitch size, and also the pitch was una vergüenza. It was shameful. The state of the pitch reportedly was shameful. The grass was very high, so we're gonna have the grass nice and short with a very quick wet pitch over at home. So I have absolute faith that we can go all the way to the final and win it. As somebody rings the doorbell, I want to quickly leave you with Sergi Busquets rises. Hold on. Sergi Busquets rises to the occasion for Barcelona against Chelsea. Have a look at this. Excuse me, guys. Somebody's ringing the doorbell. That's what you get for going live. Just give me 1 second. All right, somebody is delivering a package. Again, my apologies. This is what you get for going live. Jill Clark again behind this awesome article, going into tactical analysis of Sergio Busquets. Barcelona midfielder Sergio Busquets put yet another masterclass in Tuesday's 1-1 draw with Chelsea in the Champions League. The Spain international was simply brilliant in possession, as Opta were happy to highlight. Just have a look at Opta's stats over here. Sergio Busquets attempted 139 passes against Chelsea. 128 of those were successful, more than any other Barca player in a game this season in all competitions. Masterful. Couldn't have said it better myself. An absolute masterclass. I said it before. The guy was brilliant, okay? Brilliant. We are just so lucky, so delighted to have a player the likes of Busquets. Give me 1 second again. I gotta receive the package. Hold up. All right, I'm back. Again, my apologies for that. Ow! As I just smashed my knee against the table. Let's see what else. There's another paper here. God damn. Valverde explains why he brought Vidal, not Dembele, against Chelsea. All right. Going back to one of your earlier questions. Forget who it was. But again, Jill Clark writing here, our site manager. So dedicated. Always on point. Thank you, Jill, for this great article, which here we see the quote that Valverde gave with regards to Aleix and Dembele. Shams is still cracking up. Hey, man, that's what you get for going live, right? Why Aleix and not Dembele? Dembele's been out injured for a while. And for a match like this, coaches go with the things they know best. Not with the kings they know best. Aleix also gives us a different profile. When we're faced with a match like this, I rely on certainties. Again, this going back to what he was saying about not experimenting. I had to play Paulinho as a starter and then bring Aleix for more depth. It wasn't the time to experiment. That's how I see it. And, you know, we can't really, at least in my opinion, we cannot disagree. I was wondering myself why he wasn't playing, why Dembele wasn't playing. I thought that he should have gotten minutes, but you know, it was a tough match. And we got the result that we were looking for. I said before, it's true, I said it downstairs to the portero, to my buddy at the door who I saw Barca too. I said, before the match, I didn't bet, I should have, but before the match I said, me conformo con un empate a uno y gol de Messi. I will conform with a 1-1 tie, a 1-1 draw, and a goal of Messi. And my wish was granted. Now, if you want to ask me, what about in 3 weeks' time? What about the 14th of March? 3-1 Barca. That's what I think, okay? That's my opinion, guys. I'm on 30 minutes. I'm going to call it quits, boy. 30 minutes of Barca news. DSpot on Barca Blaugranes. Again, as always, make sure you subscribe to this fantastic platform. And while you're at it, have a look at my personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/DSpot. Make sure you subscribe, and when you do, click that also important notifications button, because if you don't, you're not gonna know when I go live, and you don't want to miss that, because I'm gonna go live later today with Noel Weinchart, a buddy of mine, a Dutchman as well, and a big time Barca fan. If you follow him on Twitter, you will know who he is, because he's a Barca influencer. We'll be chatting later today. And that is it, guys. Okay? Somebody laughing at my 3-1 prediction. Prasanna Kumar. You don't think it can be 3-1? I think it can, okay? I'm optimistic. 3-1 at the Camp Nou. Barca through to the next round. The way it stands today, that is the case. The way it stands today, that is the case. Barca on away goal. We're going through. All right? That's it, guys. Have a beautiful rest of the week. I hope you enjoyed the show. And nos vemos la semana que viene. Until next week. Peace. Spot. Blowing up the spot.